50 Cent just made a statement that has the entire industry in absolute panic mode, and it's shaking hip-hop to its core. He's saying Jay-Z is next. And guys, what I uncovered goes way deeper than just another beef between rappers. Multiple sources are now confirming that 50 has been collecting evidence on Jay-Z for years, waiting for the right moment to expose everything. Stick around, because what I'm about to show you reveals a connection between Jay-Z and Diddy that nobody wanted you to know about, and it could bring down one of the biggest empires in music history. Look, I know you clicked on this video because something felt off about how quiet Jay-Z has been since Diddy got arrested, right? While everyone else in the industry is scrambling to distance themselves, making statements, posting on social media, Jay-Z has been completely silent, radio silence. And that's suspicious as hell for someone who's usually so calculated and strategic. You were right to notice, because what 50 Cent is revealing right now shows that Jay's silence isn't about staying neutral. It's about self-preservation. Here's what you're going to discover in this video. First, the specific evidence 50 Cent has on Jay-Z that connects him directly to Diddy's criminal enterprise. Second, why Jay-Z's lawyer, Spiro, keeps showing up everywhere in Diddy's case defending victims. Third, the dark connection between Jay-Z, Aaliyah's death, and R. Kelly that Jaguar Wright has been screaming about for years. And finally, I'm going to reveal what 50 Cent is planning to release next that could destroy Jay-Z's entire legacy. Make sure you watch until the very end, because the final piece of evidence involves sealed testimony that names Jay-Z as a co-conspirator in activities that mirror exactly what Diddy's been charged with. All right, let's start with what 50 Cent actually said, because this isn't some random social media post. This is a calculated statement from someone who's been playing chess while everyone else plays checkers. After 50's documentary, Diddy the Reckoning, became the #1 show on Netflix, he did an interview where he was asked point blank, who else in the industry should be worried? And 50 didn't hesitate. He looked directly at the camera and said Jay-Z's name. Then he smiled, that smile, that knowing smile that says, I got receipts and I'm just waiting for the right time to drop them. 50 didn't elaborate, didn't explain, didn't give details. He just put Jay-Z's name out there and let it sit. And the internet immediately exploded, because everyone knows that when 50 Cent says someone's name like that, he's not bluffing. He's got something. And here's why that matters. 50 Cent doesn't make empty threats. He spent years going after Diddy, posting memes, dropping hints, making jokes that weren't really jokes. And everyone said he was just being petty, just clout chasing, just jealous. But 50 wasn't joking. He was preparing the public. He was planting seeds. He was building a case in the court of public opinion before the actual evidence came out. And now, with Diddy arrested and facing life in prison, 50's been completely vindicated. Everything he said was true. Everything he hinted at was accurate. Everything he warned about was happening behind the scenes. So when 50 says Jay-Z is next, you better believe he's got something concrete, something documented, something that can't be explained away or swept under the rug. Now let's talk about the Jay-Z and Diddy connection, because most people don't understand how deep this relationship really goes. On the surface, Jay-Z and Diddy have always maintained this friendly rivalry thing. Two moguls who respect each other's business acumen but compete for dominance. They show up at each other's parties. They make appearances together. They publicly acknowledge each other's success. But behind the scenes, according to multiple industry insiders, their relationship is way more complicated. They're not just friends. They're not just business associates. They're allegedly partners in activities that go beyond music. Jaguar Wright, who's been calling out both of them for years, said something that stopped everyone in their tracks. She said, and I'm quoting here, "How does Jay-Z sit down with Gayle King on CBS And she doesn't ask him one single question about the connection between him, Aaliyah, and R. Kelly. She called both Diddy and Jay-Z monsters. She said they've had a fist of tyranny punching through the industry for decades. She said they operate the same way, control people the same way, exploit artists the same way. And here's the thing. Jaguar's interview was pulled off the air just 48 hours after it went live. Banned, deleted, gone. Her episode of Piers Morgan was removed from all platforms. Why? If she was just making things up, if she was just a disgruntled former artist talking nonsense, why would anyone care enough to get the episode removed? You only suppress information when there's truth to it, when it's dangerous, when powerful people don't want it out there. And the fact that Jay-Z's team moved that quickly to shut it down tells you everything you need to know. Let's talk about Alex Spiro, because this is where things get really suspicious. Alex Spiro is Jay-Z's personal lawyer. He's one of the most expensive, most connected attorneys in the entertainment industry. He handles all of Jay's legal matters. He's fiercely loyal. He's extremely good at his job. So why is Alex Spiro suddenly representing multiple victims in Diddy's case? When victims started coming forward to sue Diddy, guess whose lawyer showed up? Alex Spiro. Jay-Z's personal attorney started representing some of Diddy's accusers. And people immediately started asking, why is Jay-Z's lawyer popping up everywhere in Diddy's case? Now, the official explanation is that Alex Spiro works for a large firm and takes on multiple clients, that his involvement doesn't necessarily mean Jay-Z is involved, that this is just normal legal business. But come on, does anyone really believe that Jay-Z's personal lawyer, the guy who protects Jay's interests above all else, would randomly start representing Diddy's victims without Jay's knowledge or approval? No, this is strategic. This is damage control. This is Jay-Z positioning himself to know exactly what evidence is coming out, who's talking, and what they're saying. By having his lawyer represent victims, Jay gets access to information that defendants normally wouldn't have access to. That's not protecting victims. That's protecting himself. And 50 Cent noticed. He posted about it on social media. He asked the same question everyone's asking. Why is Jay-Z's lawyer everywhere in this case? What's Jay trying to control? What's he trying to suppress? Now let's connect this to something that's been bothering people for over 2 decades, the Aaliyah situation. Aaliyah died in a plane crash in 2001. She was only 22 years old. The official story is that the plane was overloaded and the pilot was unqualified. Tragic accident, nothing suspicious. But Jaguar Wright and others have been saying for years that Aaliyah's death wasn't an accident, that she was killed, that powerful people wanted her out of the way. Why? Because Aaliyah had rejected Jay-Z's advances, because she was getting too close to exposing what was happening in the industry, because she knew too much about the connections between artists and predators like R. Kelly, and allegedly, because clearing Aaliyah out of the picture made room for Beyoncé, who was struggling at the time, to rise to the top without competition. Now, I know that sounds like conspiracy theory, but let's look at the timeline. In the late 90s, Aaliyah was one of the biggest stars in R&B. She was young, talented, beautiful, and on the verge of becoming a massive crossover success. She was also allegedly being pursued by Jay-Z, who was already with Beyoncé, but apparently wanted Aaliyah as well. According to multiple sources, Aaliyah rejected Jay-Z multiple times. She wasn't interested. She had her own career. She didn't want to be controlled by anyone in the industry. And then, conveniently, she ends up on a faulty plane. The same plane that industry insiders claim she was hesitant to board. The same plane that witnesses say she was convinced to get on, even though she had a bad feeling about it. Jaguar Wright claims that Jay-Z was responsible for getting Aaliyah on that plane, that it was punishment for rejecting him, that it was clearing competition out of Beyoncé's way. I want you to think about this. Sean Carter is responsible for enacting Hype Williams to put Aaliyah on a faulty plane, to move her out the way as punishment for rejecting him, and so he could level up Beyoncé, who was struggling. Now, I'm not saying this is definitely what happened, but I am saying that multiple people have made this claim. Multiple people have connected these dots, and nobody, especially not Jay-Z, has ever addressed these allegations directly. Why not? If someone accused you of being involved in someone's death, wouldn't you immediately and forcefully deny it? Wouldn't you sue for defamation? Wouldn't you demand they prove their accusations? But Jay-Z has never done that. He just stays silent, lets his lawyers handle things behind the scenes, makes sure certain interviews get pulled off the air, makes sure certain voices get silenced. That's not the behavior of an innocent person. That's the behavior of someone who's hiding something. Now let's talk about the R. Kelly connection, because this is where Jay-Z's involvement gets even darker. R. Kelly illegally married Aaliyah when she was only 15 years old. That's documented, that happened, and everyone in the industry knew about it. But nobody stopped it. Nobody reported it. Nobody protected this child from a predator. And according to Jaguar Wright and others, Jay-Z was close with R. Kelly during this time. They collaborated, they toured together, they were seen together constantly. So Jay-Z knew what R. Kelly was doing to Aaliyah. He knew she was being abused. He knew she was being exploited, and he did nothing. But it gets worse. After Aaliyah died, R. Kelly continued operating for almost 2 more decades, continued abusing young girls, continued using his fame and power to prey on vulnerable people. And during much of that time, Jay-Z maintained his friendship with R. Kelly. They collaborated on music, they appeared on tracks together, they were seen at industry events together. How does Jay-Z sit down with Gayle King and she not ask him one question about the intersection between him and Aaliyah and Robert Kelly? This is insane that people keep refusing. I've been screaming not just Diddy, but Diddy and Jay-Z are monsters. Why would Jay-Z stay friends with someone he knew was a pedophile? Why would he continue working with R. Kelly when everyone in the industry knew what Kelly was doing? Unless Jay-Z was involved in similar activities? Unless Jay-Z had his own secrets that R. Kelly knew about? Unless they were protecting each other through mutual blackmail? That's the only explanation that makes sense. And 50 Cent has hinted at this for years. He's made jokes about Jay-Z and young girls. He's posted memes questioning Jay's relationships with younger artists. He's implied things without saying them directly. But now, with Diddy arrested and the dominoes starting to fall, 50's ready to say it explicitly. And according to sources close to him, that's exactly what's coming next. Let's talk about the parties, because this is where the Jay-Z and Diddy connection becomes undeniable. Old photos are resurfacing now showing Jay-Z at the same private events where Diddy was throwing his infamous freak-off parties. We're talking about events where inappropriate things were happening, where people were being recorded without consent, where drugs were flowing, where boundaries were being crossed, and Jay-Z was there, not once, not twice, multiple times over multiple years. Now, Jay-Z's team would say he was just attending industry events. That being at a party doesn't mean you participated in illegal activities. That lots of celebrities were at those parties and most of them didn't know what was happening in other rooms. But here's the problem with that defense. According to people who were actually there, including former staff members and security, everyone knew what was happening at those parties. You couldn't not know. It was obvious. It was happening in multiple rooms. It was the entire point of the event. So either Jay-Z participated or he witnessed criminal activity and stayed silent. Either way, that's a problem. And according to Jaguar Wright, it's even worse than that. She claims Jay-Z wasn't just attending these parties. He was hosting similar events himself. That he had his own version of the freak-off parties. that he was operating the same system Diddy was operating. She said multiple times that Jay-Z and Diddy are cut from the same cloth, that they learned from the same mentors, that they use the same tactics to control people. And she specifically said that when the full truth comes out, people are going to realize that Diddy wasn't the only monster. He was just the one who got caught first. Now, let's connect this to something that happened recently that nobody's talking about. When Diddy got arrested and charged, there were rumors that he was going to start cooperating with prosecutors, that he was going to name names, that he was going to expose other people in the industry who were involved in similar activities. And suddenly, Jay-Z's lawyer, Spiro, started showing up everywhere, representing victims, filing lawsuits, controlling the narrative. Coincidence? I don't think so. This looks like Jay-Z trying to control what information comes out, trying to make sure Diddy doesn't implicate him, trying to position himself on the right side of history before the full truth is revealed. But 50 Cent sees through it, and he's not letting Jay-Z get away with it. According to sources close to 50, he's been collecting evidence on Jay-Z for years. Phone records, financial transactions, testimony from people who've worked with Jay, footage from parties, all of it documented, all of it saved, all of it waiting to be released at the right moment. And that moment is now. Let's talk about the Big L conspiracy, because this is one of the darkest parts of Jay-Z's history that never gets discussed. Big L was the rapper who put Jay-Z on. He introduced Jay to Dame Dash. He helped negotiate the deal that created Rockefeller Records. He was instrumental in Jay's early success. And then just days after those negotiations started, Big L was killed in a drive-by shooting in Harlem. Shot 9 times in the face and chest, execution style. The murder has never been solved. Nobody's ever been arrested, nobody's ever been held accountable, and according to Jaguar Wright, Big L's death was the first of many mysterious deaths that marked Jay-Z's rise to power. She claims it wasn't a coincidence, that Big L was killed because he knew too much, because he wanted too much credit, because he was in the way of Jay's ambitions. Now, I can't prove that's true. There's no concrete evidence linking Jay-Z to Big L's murder, but the timing is suspicious. The fact that the murder was never solved is suspicious. The fact that Jay-Z never really talks about Big L despite owing him his career is suspicious. And when you start looking at the pattern of people who've gotten in Jay-Z's way over the years, a disturbing picture emerges. Dame Dash, Jay's former partner, has accused Jay of stealing from him and forcing him out of Rockefeller Records. Dame says Jay systematically destroyed his reputation to take full control of the empire they built together. Beanie Siegel, one of Rockefeller's biggest artists, has said Jay abandoned him when he got into legal trouble, that Jay cut him off financially and left him to fend for himself. Multiple former Rockefeller artists have similar stories of being exploited, of being used and discarded, of being threatened when they tried to leave. That's not a coincidence, that's a pattern. And it's the same pattern of control and exploitation that Diddy used at Bad Boy Records. Now let me show you the most damning piece of evidence that 50 Cent has been sitting on. According to multiple sources, there are tapes, video recordings from parties, some from Diddy's houses, some from other locations. And on some of those tapes, Jay-Z is allegedly visible. A lawyer representing Diddy's victims confirmed on national news that tapes are being shopped around Hollywood right now, that these tapes feature high-profile celebrities in compromising situations, that the people on the tapes appear not to know they're being recorded. And when asked if the celebrities on these tapes are more famous than Diddy, the lawyer said yes. Who's more famous than Diddy in the hip-hop world? There's only a handful of people. And Jay-Z is at the top of that list. Multiple independent sources are saying Jay-Z's on at least one of those tapes. that his face is visible, that there's no way to deny it's him, that when those tapes eventually leak or get entered into evidence, it's game over for his reputation. And 50 Cent knows about these tapes. He's hinted about them on social media. He's made jokes about Jay-Z being nervous. He's posted cryptic messages about who's really scared right now. That's not speculation. That's someone who has inside information and is letting people know what's coming. Let's talk about what happens next, because Jay-Z's entire strategy right now is damage control. He's staying quiet publicly, not commenting on Diddy, not addressing any allegations, letting his lawyers handle everything behind the scenes. He's positioning Beyoncé and their family as untouchable American royalty. The Grammys, the Super Bowl, the documentaries, the carefully curated public image, all of it designed to make people think there's no way Jay-Z could be involved in anything illegal. Look at his family, look at his success, look at his legacy. But 50 Cent is systematically dismantling that image. He's showing that success doesn't equal innocence, that a carefully crafted public persona doesn't erase private crimes, that no matter how powerful you are, the truth eventually comes out. And according to people close to 50, he's planning a second documentary specifically focused on Jay-Z. It's going to follow the same format as the Diddy documentary. Interviews with people who've been hurt, evidence that's been suppressed, connections that have been hidden. And when that documentary drops, it's going to shake the entire industry. Here's what makes this so dangerous for Jay-Z. Unlike Diddy, who never really had mainstream America's support, Jay-Z is beloved. He's seen as a business genius, a cultural icon, a role model for Black excellence. So when evidence comes out showing he's allegedly been involved in the same type of exploitation and abuse as Diddy, the fall is going to be even more devastating. Because it's not just his reputation on the line, it's an entire narrative about success and achievement. And 50 Cent understands that. He's not just going after Jay-Z the person, he's going after Jay-Z the symbol, and that's way more powerful. Let me give you one final piece of evidence that connects everything together. Before Kim Porter died mysteriously in 2018, she was allegedly keeping records of everything she witnessed. Photos, videos, documents. And according to people who've seen those records, Jay-Z's name comes up multiple times. Kim Porter allegedly documented meetings between Jay-Z and Diddy. She documented conversations about controlling artists. She documented the system they'd built together to maintain power and silence anyone who spoke up. And when Kim Porter died suddenly from pneumonia, a healthy 47-year-old woman with no prior health issues, people immediately got suspicious. Because that's exactly how you silence someone who knows too much. You make it look like natural causes. You make sure there's no investigation. You move on and hope everyone forgets. But people didn't forget. And now, with federal investigations into Diddy expanding, investigators are taking another look at Kim Porter's death. They're reviewing medical records. They're interviewing people who were around her before she died. They're asking questions, and if they determine her death wasn't natural, if they find evidence she was murdered, that opens up a whole new case. A case that could implicate everyone she had evidence on, including Jay-Z. So let's bring this all together. What is 50 Cent really saying when he says Jay-Z is next? He's saying that Jay-Z and Diddy operated the same way, that they were partners in exploitation, that they protected each other's secrets through mutual blackmail, that they're both responsible for destroying lives and silencing victims. He's saying that Jay-Z's carefully crafted image is about to crumble. That evidence is coming out that can't be explained away. That tapes exist, testimony exists, financial records exist that connect Jay-Z to criminal activities. He's saying that Jay-Z's silence isn't about being above the drama. It's about self-preservation, about hoping the storm passes without touching him, about praying that nobody looks too closely at what he's been doing for the past 3 decades. But 50 Cent is looking, and he's not going to let Jay-Z escape accountability. So here's my question for you. Do you think Jay-Z will be charged with anything? Or do you think he's too powerful, too connected, too protected to ever face real consequences? And second question, if evidence comes out proving Jay-Z was involved in the same type of activities as Diddy, should his entire legacy be reevaluated? Should everything he's built be viewed through a different lens? Drop your honest thoughts in the comments below. I want to know what you think justice looks like in this situation. If you made it this far, thank you for watching. This is one of the most important stories in hip-hop right now. And unlike the mainstream media that's staying quiet, we're going to keep covering it until the full truth comes out. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications because 50 Cent has already said there's more coming, more evidence, more testimony, more revelations that are going to shake the industry to its core. The next video I recommend watching is about Jaguar Wright's full allegations against Jay-Z and why her interview was banned. That video goes even deeper into the specific claims she's made and the evidence she says she has. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.